All right, here we go. Exercise number 3 is on signed numbers. Everybody have that written down? Okay, absolute value. First of all, before we can understand signed numbers and how to add and subtract them, we have to know how to deal with absolute value. The absolute value of a number is its value without any sign, or the distance the number is from 0 on the number line. Okay, so if we take the absolute value of 6, can anybody tell me what the absolute value of 6 is? Somebody raise your hand so I know where it's coming from. Matt? 6. The absolute value of 6 is 6. If it's positive, we just leave it. Can someone else, someone different, raise their hand, tell me what the absolute value of negative 9 is? Yes, positive 9. Because if it's negative, if it's a negative number, we have to negate it. Now, some of you may say, what do you mean you have to negate it? When you negate a negative, it becomes positive. That's how we make it positive. And a lot of times we'll say, just make it positive. Well, how do you make it positive? You negate it. So if you take the absolute value of a negative number, negate it so it becomes positive. On a situation like this, the absolute value of negative 4, someone else. 4. And the absolute value of positive 7 is positive 7. And then we just add 4 plus 7, and we get what? Someone else? Anyone? Yep. 11. Very good. Okay? Questions on the first slide. So always do the absolute values first and then add. Here's slide 2. Okay? I'll give you a second to get this all written down, and we'll talk about the... It says, adding and subtracting negative numbers. We never want to use two signs back to back when describing an operation. In other words, when it says 10 plus negative 5, we can really just rewrite that as 10 subtract 5. That's what it means. And if we take 10 and subtract 5, we get 5. Some people like to think of it this way. 10 is positive, so you're going to move to the right 10 units on a number line, and then we're going to move backwards 5 units. So if we go to the right 10 and backwards 5, it'll leave us at positive 5. Likewise, if we get subtract a negative, we don't want to use two signs in a row. Whenever we have subtract a negative, it becomes plus a positive. So this is really the same thing as 13 plus 6, which is 19. Here, negative 4 plus negative 8 is negative 4 subtract 8. So we're going backwards, negative 4 units, and then we're going back another 8 units. So we will be at what? Negative 12. Very good. Here's another minus a negative, which becomes plus a positive. So you have negative 3 plus 6, plus 9. Already giving away the answer there. Negative 3 plus 9. So we go backwards 3 units, and then move forward 9 units. So we'll be at what? Positive 6. Very good. We're going to come back, and I'll show you how to type these into the calculator as well here in just a minute. Let's go on to the next slide. Multiplying and dividing negative numbers. Here's a slide. Go ahead and get these problems written down, then we'll come back and work on them. If the signs are the same, then the product or the quotient will always be positive. If the signs are different, then the product or quotient is negative. If you multiply same signs, you get a positive. Multiply different signs, you get a negative. If you divide same signs, you get a positive. If you divide different signs, you get a negative. So when we get negative 4 times negative 6, somebody different who has not answered a question yet, tell me what we should get for an answer. Yes. 24, positive 24. But if we take 5 times negative 3, what do we get for an answer? Yes. Negative 15. This is one where a lot of students will think it's a subtraction problem, and it's not, because the 5 is right next to the parentheses. It's not a subtraction, it's a multiplication. Okay? Negative 26 divided by 2. Somebody? What's that? Negative 13. Very good. And negative 16 divided by negative 4. What do you think, Gary? Negative divided by negative, we're going to get what? Positive 4. Very good. All right. Any questions on that? Here we go. The assignment today then, exercise number 3, pages 58 through 61, 2 through 60 evens. Again, if you need to come back and look at something, you can. I am going to show you quickly here, it won't be on the recording, but how to type some of these into the calculator as well. All right?